Ogochukwu is our guest this morning. She has over a decade of diverse experience in sectors such as banking, payments, fintech, and of course, SaaS. It's great to have you, Ogochukwu. You are welcome. You're welcome. Prior to this, people think or people would say that we have a reputation as the scam capital of the world, as it were.
Yeah.
But I know I've seen some rankings that based on percentiles and all that, there are a lot of people that do more than us, but I think we just have a bad rap. We just have, I think our PR is not doing the best,
Yeah.
you know. But then there's been that growth of even inside, you know. I don't know if I should attribute it to gullibility or something, but Nigerians were scamming ourselves even more. You know, it's been on a rise and all of that. Let's talk about that. It's funny putting it, saying the evolution of the scam industry or something. Maybe let's title it that way.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe let's talk about that. You know, how has it been? You know, through how have we seen that that trend rise?
And you're right. We need to start this conversation with a caveat that, you know, fraud is global. Scam is global. It's not a Nigerian thing. It's not. Yeah, there are hotspots around the world, but what we know and what you see is that scam is a global problem. Fraud is a global problem. So I wanted to start with that. But but the reason why we're having this conversation is because, you know, there's a growing trend in Nigeria, and we need to take a step back and see how, you know, it has evolved going forward. So, I mean, in Nigeria, you remember the days of advance fee fraud, you know, popularly known as 419, where people were, you know, you're asked to, there's a massive contract, but before you get the contract, you're supposed to advance a fee and all of that. That's where, you know, this started. And then with the rise and, you know, with the coming of the internet, we start to see stuff like email compromise and a scam, business email compromise, where people taking high-ranking officials, their emails, and, you know, impersonate them and try to defraud people and all of that. And for businesses, we started to see a rise in phishing scams. Where people try to use emails and try to get your information, you know, financial details and all of that. And even that, it's become more sophisticated. But
clone websites also.
Clone websites and all of that offer all manner of freebies. And with social engineering, it's gotten more sophisticated.
Yeah.
Phishing is as old as the internet, but people still fall prey to it till today. Yeah. Then you have seasonal scams, like, you know, we had the romance scams.
Oh, this is still on that one. People always fall for that.
People fall for that. I mean, everybody's a sucker for love, right?
Yeah.
But there's romance scams, there are job scams, and then you start to see the bank, you know, and financial, you know, and financial fraud. Then with cryptocurrency becoming a thing. All manner of investments, promising all manner of returns.
Even though we've heard about how secure it can be. Just this morning, I was reading something about a particular 2IC who his boss had to go for a transplant or something, and then he gave him information, and then he cleared out the crypto wallet. You know, we've heard there's a particular very popular, you know, fintech company who also had that issue of being hacked and all of that. You see, but in such a world, how does one safeguard themselves in such a world where they are so, you know, complicated, and like you said, it's the engineering behind it, it's so sophisticated. How does one, you know, protect oneself?
Yeah, I mean, there are two ways to it. First of all, there are ways businesses can protect themselves, and there are ways that individuals can protect themselves. So for businesses, I mean, you know, you definitely have to adopt the right tools. You definitely need to have high level of cybersecurity awareness. Have IT teams that are on top of their game, constantly, you know, scanning your system, your operating system, checking for vulnerabilities, and making sure that there are no open holes, like your operating systems are top-notch. User education, and when it comes to also adopting the right tools, I think that's where innovation from Truecaller also comes in. Because for a lot of financial institutions, right, you see people take the identity of banks, and you see those scams where you've seen it online, where people call you and say, oh, I'm calling from your bank and all of that. But with Truecaller verified business identity, what we try to do with that solution is for banks to build trust with their customers and own their identity, so that every time they reach out to their customers and all of that, they clearly clearly know that this is coming from a bank. We have a verified business badge for that, which cannot be tampered with.
Okay, but we've seen cases where some people's numbers are tampered with by other people. Because, okay, so for instance, you see there's a particular number, then, okay, maybe because, people, maybe they've reported it. I know you have such a feature as that, and then you see, okay, scammer or something. So that means that people, maybe at the basic level, can access a number or change the properties, let me put it that way, of a number or something.
So on the B2B level, there are certain thresholds that we have to reach before a number is tagged as a scammer. If just one person tags a number as a scammer or a
it's
spammer,
not enough.
It's not enough.
Not enough, okay.
There has to be high level of threshold for that to happen. And trust me, that is user-generated content. And we have over 370 million people that trust Truecaller as a platform today. And that's one way individuals can protect themselves, because at the basic level, what we are doing is protecting you and giving you that information that when that phone rings and you see that tag and say, who is calling me? Oh, this is my friend calling me.
Wonderful.
Oh, this is a scammer calling me. Oh, that's a spam call.
And there's a lot there's almost nothing that can be proliferated when it comes to scam without a phone call.
Exactly.
So that's why that is quite important.
Exactly.
Wonderful. I wish I had more time. I enjoy this discourse. Would have spoken more about the industry of scam, but it's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure, same here.
All right. Now that's it. Of course, I'll take a time and I'll stay with us. We'll be back in a bit.